Hello, I'm a student of Bhikkhu Candana. This is just a reminder that he is a homeless monk, depending entirely on donations to live and share the Dhamma. If you want to help support Bhante, our teacher, please consider donating to this cause. Thank you and enjoy.
We lean into the past in order for us to move forward, to jump forward. We reach back into whatever is familiar in order for us to make a move into the unknown. And so long as we continue doing that, by reaching back into the past, into whatever is familiar, into whatever you are accustomed to, thinking, feeling, remembering, doing, even if you were to jump forward, so-called forward, you won't be. What you're doing is you're sullying, you're dirtying, you're corrupting your future. Every time you go into the past to tap into whatever is habituated, whatever is comfortable, quote unquote, easier, more familiar, then the future doesn't have much to offer you. I mean, you shut the door for the future to be offering you whatever it is offering you, and the future is always offering us something. New discoveries, new eyes for us to see and experience life, experience the world, experience differences in perspective, understanding. That is where wisdom begins. So this brings us back to the importance of having trust, which is the opposite of having panic, having fear, having terror in our hearts. Even though the past has not given us much, or it might have given us some things that we think it is quite a lot, ultimately it left us empty-handed. No matter how incredible, how unbelievably beautiful, meaningful, etc. the past might have been, ultimately it left us empty-handed, because there's nothing. Imagine yourself living without any pockets. Can you do that? Living a life without any pockets. That also includes a bag, pockets in your pants, pocket in your shirt. None. Why do I use that image? We use pockets to put stuff in. We have pockets to put and squeeze things in, to carry things around. A keychain, something like that. I'm using these as a metaphor. Imagine you're going through life, experiencing whatever life offers you, but without carrying anything with you. We were never meant to carry anything with us. Never. That's why most of the people that went through your life, people you've met, experiences, you don't remember 99.999%, maybe even more. You don't even remember what you ate for lunch last Thursday or even yesterday. And the same goes for those other people who were there, whose paths you crossed, and they're yours. And they don't recall those experiences that were so meaningful. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's just, we're never meant to carry the past with us. But at the same time, the relevancy of the future in connection to the past, like I was saying, we reach over into the past, leaning back into the past, in order for our future to start making sense. So basically, you are using yesterday's glasses, yesterday's lenses, to see what the future holds for you. Well, how is that possible? It's impossible. That's why a person who is stuck, like a mathematician or a scientist who's stuck on the old worldview, or what some person has come up with their theorem or their method of, using a formula or equation, and they're trying to solve something that is far superior to that, they will never be able to solve any of it. Why? Because they are using the wrong methodology. It's impossible. So something has to trigger in your mind, in your heart, so that you stop and you say, you know what? Maybe I'm going about it the whole thing the wrong way. Maybe there's a glitch in the way I'm doing this. And so long as we are leaning into the past, it's impossible for us to be growing through the future, even welcoming the future. That's why many, many people live depressive lives, live meaningless lives. They go outside of themselves to come up with some type of a goal to achieve in order for them to grant themselves some meaning, some significance, for their lives to mean something. They go and join this nonprofit, they go and do this, they go and do volunteer work. Not to put any of those things down, but there's already a huge mystery, treasure trove of mysteries and life magic to happen within themselves if they stop relying on the past and how the world had unfolded itself up until a moment ago. So the emotional signature from yesterday dictates how I will see and welcome my future. And that's not fair. A grosser example of this would be when people you possibly have met, or you yourself have been in this situation where people go into relationship, new ones, having come out of the old ones, and they treat this new person, this new relationship, with the same goggles, with the same attitude, with the same memories as the one past. Especially if the one past was, painful, hurtful, bad memories attached to it. So what do? They mistreat this relationship. They miss a big, huge opportunity to see this new one, which is, for all intents and purposes, something new is coming from the future, the possibilities. There are no possibilities in the past. There can never be. It's done. That factory is closed. There's nothing to come out of the past unless we are dealing with a wise person who is looking at the past to learn from the past incidents, memories, decisions, tendencies that led somewhere, either to pleasant experiences or painful ones. And this is where trust comes in, which the future completely relies on. So the past has its purpose, but the possibilities to grow come from the future. But you will never be able to make the most of the future by the decisions you are making currently, right now, in the present, your attitude that you hold towards either of these. Because it's like throwing a rope, a lasso, onto a car that spat away from you while you are running in the opposite direction, and the rope is attached to your waistline. So this is going to be a dichotomy, right? This is going to be torture. There's no advancement. And you can carry this, you can, this mode of looking at life vis-a-vis past, present, and future, and our attitude towards how do we live it, this thing called life, and make decisions in the appropriate way, in a healthy way, wise way. You can take this formula and apply it in any area of human endeavor: science, mathematics, finances, how to make money, your relationships with your children, with your loved ones, with your family, with your co-workers, colleagues, society, the environment, etc. This is missing today, sorely missing in today's world. People aren't thinking about these things. They just want to pile up more and more and more. It could be more data, more responsibilities, more goals, more planning, more greed, wanting more things, without fixing the bottom, underlying current of erroneous ways of handling things, approaching life. That is a far more valuable data datum than anything out there that some factory is making for you to go and purchase. So watch out when there's an opportunity, when there's something new, and that newness, don't wait for it to come out from outside. It's every time you breathe, that is a moment of newness. Check to see if you're thinking right at this moment. Is it tinged? Is it marked? Is it painted by feelings, sentiments, thought patterns, tendencies, habits, etc., from a moment ago or from the past? Is it colored by past emotions, past tendencies? And this is where you have the choice to relinquish this ideology or this attitude, this crazy attachment to, well, this is who I am. This is my way of doing things, okay? This is who I am. So I'm going to process it this way. No, are you doing it like that? Then even that breath that you're taking in, the inhale, is sullied, is dirty, is corrupted already. The information that came in through your sixth sense doors, your eyes, your ears, you heard somebody say something, you will not hear it fully. You might be triggered by it, because you have plenty of filters that are going to damage the information coming in. That's why there won't be any newness in your life, new freshness in your life. Meanwhile, life is always giving you that. So you can start with your, just the breathing. Am I seeing the breath the way it comes? Okay. And then look at a thought that you just are having, a feeling you're experiencing, an emotion. Check quickly to yourself. No one has to know this. This is your thing. Check to see if it is resembling any other feelings and emotions you've had before. Check to see the emotional or tones to it. Do they sound familiar? Do they feel familiar? The sensations. And this is where you can start predicting your next move. Well, guess what? If you're living with appreciation of the future, you can't predict. Because you're too busy living in the freshness of each moment coming at you. Because you're not leaning into the past and convincing yourself that you're living the future by reliving or trying to relive the past the way you would have liked it to have turned out to be. But it's too late. So don't turn the future into a past. Ruining the possibilities for the future to be giving you something valuable, to give you growth. Truly.